Hello, welcome back to Tales from the Infrared. I know it's been a while. Everybody's been busy. I'm sure you all have been busy. Uh, I'm here to talk about the 13th Doctor. If you look at the linked article, it's fairly nice towards Jodie Whittaker. But the thing you want to look at is not so much the problem with them creating the 13th Doctor as a female. Nobody really cares so long as it's well done. What we really need to look at is how, for several years, Stephen Moffat has been saying he wants a female doctor. Pardon me, I'm a little sick. Again, not really a bad thing, so long as you look at a well-written script. Any actor will do well in a with a well-written script. However, if you look at the Doctor Who writing for the last few years, it hasn't been well done. A lot has to be said for Moffat's not writing good interactions between Clara and Capaldi, or the Doctor, specifically Capaldi. You go back to the Clara with Matt Smith's Doctor, and you see that she pretty much takes over, tells him what to do, and it has created the woman is superior. When you take all this into account, bringing in Jodie Whittaker seems a little too much like pandering. And as my friend Brian Martinez over at the Honey Badgers says, you have with the men, you have self-deprecating humor. The companions are always the moral center, especially with Capaldi. So, I mean, you can see that as somewhat of a thing they can't do with a female doctor, because if they make the doctor the moral center, who are they going to bring in as a companion that fits? Also, if you look in a lot of writing today, the females are not able to suffer. You can't really look at it as anything other than females have it easy, which, to be honest, is insulting to everybody. Life is never easy for anybody. Even more so, I would suppose, for someone who's over a millennia in age. I would honestly point out that the whole of this is rather insulting to the fan base. Not because they're switching it, but it depends upon how it's written. If the Doctor isn't shown to have problems and issues, which have developed over the last 4 characters, going back to the War Doctor, as they call him, what is going to happen? I mean, is it just basically a complete reboot of who the character is? Um, you look at the 50th anniversary, where they talk about how Tennant was the doctor, it was the man who regrets, and Smith was the man who forgets. This helped to create Capaldi and make him a more interesting character. My concerns are always, how much are they going to keep with the character that has been shown? I mean, if you know the lore, the Doctor is almost a different person in each timeline, but he still has the memories previous. And in a lot of ways, they still affect him. Especially since Christopher Eccleston's time. You noticed, his actions when he was Tennant, when Tennant played the Doctor, his actions as Eccleston still rubbed on him, and he felt bad for some of the things that happened. I would have loved to have seen Matt Smith meet up with Captain Jack Harkness to see how that played off. Maybe even Capaldi, but that never happened. But the whole point of this show is drama. A little bit of laughter. But when you look at the writing of how they write females, so much of it is taken away. And what is it they're going to be able to do? How much can they really do with Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor? I got into an argument on Twitter that this is not... This could mark the ending of the series, in which point Jodie Whittaker will be blamed, even though it is the writing staff. Completely. If you watch Broadchurch, you know she's a very good actress. But if they don't make the opportunities for the drama, they don't give her opportunities to shine, not only as the Doctor, but also as an interesting character, people are going to stop watching. And like I said, Capaldi's run, the writing had gone downhill. You can even see that going back into the Matt Smith time, but not as much. There were points in the David Tennant time where it was up and down, but generally above a certain bar. Matt Smith's, it started to kind of creep below that bar, or stayed right around it, kind of flipping and flopping above and below that bar, but for the most part stayed above it until near the end. And this is where I'm concerned with it. It's not so much Jodie Whittaker as it's the writing and their ability to actually make an interesting character. I've said before on the show numerous times, when it comes to comic books, good artwork, good writing, you'll have good characters, you'll have a successful comic book. With this, with TV, with live TV, you far more need the good writing, because a good actor can only do so much, especially if the acting, or not the acting, the writing is bad, the direction is bad. But even then, a good actor can take bad direction and turn it decent. You can see that in many different films if you watch. You go back to the original Star Wars. a lot of the actors would sit there and they would have conversations with Lucas to try and get more out of him, get better direction out of him. You look at the prequels of Star Wars, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith, and even The Phantom Menace. You have Liam Neeson. You have well, anyway, you have them. You know they're good actors because you've seen them in other things, but the movies still kind of flop. The writing is weak. If the writing is weak, which I'm honestly thinking is going to happen based upon all the things that Moffat has been saying, the new writer has been doing the last couple of years. If the writing is weak, this is going to tank the show because you're already going to have people saying, I might give it a shot, but if it sucks, I'm out. You already have people who have said, I'm out, I'm done, before she was ever announced. If I would have to look at the BBC if they ever actually show their ratings for the show, including worldwide ratings, to see if it's been slowly going down, and if it continues to decline, they might sit there and rethink whether or not the Doctor should continue on. So anyway, that's about all my thoughts. There's nobody else in the stream today. Everybody else is doing their own thing. I'm busy doing my own thing, but I figured this was going to be an excellent opportunity to announce that very soon we'll be going back. We'll be coming back weekly. I just need to find a time and a day for this to happen, so that people can know, hey, tune in to us at this time, this day, and we'll be back. Might also need some new people. We'll work on that. But for now, Tales from the Infrared will be coming back, hopefully before the end of the summer, on a regular basis. Stay tuned, and I will keep everybody informed. I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday. Have a great weekend. And don't forget, take the red pill.